Yo, 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 welcome back to the Feuding Bros, the show where we talk about everything football. We do focus on the Premier League, but we do go around the world for the main news. Terry, Freddie, what's going on? We're back again. How's it going?
That's right. That's right. Back again after a little break. A lot has happened in the soccer world in between, but yeah, we're here to catch up a little bit on everything that happened. Big finals going on. A lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir,
After
yes,
a little
sir.
break, like Freddie said. Yeah, so nice to be back to discuss what's been happening. A lot of exciting stuff, like Freddie said, and yeah, can't wait to just dive into it. Especially when it's been good for us for once.
Lots of exciting stuff indeed. Well, but before we get to you, there's the main event of the week that we need to touch
That's
on,
right.
which obviously was
Yeah.
the Champions League final. So yeah, Real Madrid does it again. 15th um, um, crown for Real Madrid. Have they, have they unlocked the secret of football now? Is it over? Can we stop talking about Real Madrid and just move on somewhere else?
That's it. That's all we needed to say. 15th, and let's just keep moving. Because what's new really? Like, I mean, these
Oh
guys
man,
did exactly what we
What
expected.
is new? That's the question. What's new?
exactly, exactly. I mean,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I
crazy
heard
game, crazy game. And to be honest,
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying I heard is the sixth in the last 10 years, man. So they are. I mean, Champions League is Real Madrid's competition for sure. Like they just have a hold over it, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man, they've completely dominated that tournament for that. But they make it look easy. To be honest, I mean, it's a Champions League we're talking about. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know
Right.
what is going on with these other clubs, but I mean, Real Madrid just seems to they seem to be able to do it every year. Just no matter who's who's in charge. I mean, it's just Real Madrid. They just know what to do in the Champions League. And yeah, was there ever any doubt coming into the game that they were gonna take that 15th, trophy in the Champions League? I don't think there was. I mean, you could
No.
have hoped for something different, but realistically, everybody knew that in the end they will find a way. Real Madrid does not lose finals. When they get to the
That's
finals,
it.
they don't lose.
they
So
don't,
I mean,
man.
That's it.
They
and
don't.
it's a big credit to Dortmund though, because I thought in the first half Dortmund absolutely dominated them, and it was just like
Hmm.
Yeah,
a miracle that they did not score. What did you think?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they were all over them in the first half. They completely. It was their chance. It was their chance to. They should have been 2-0 up at the Yemi through on goal. Well, I mean, full crook maybe that would have been called
Adeyemi,
for
man, that
offside.
was my guy, man.
Yeah,
Adeyemi is my guy, man.
yeah, at the Yemi, man. But I think,
They just
yeah,
choked.
yeah,
They
he even
choked.
had two chances. Yeah, he choked. He choked. He had two chances, if I remember correctly, two pretty clear chances, and then there was a full crook one that probably would have been called offside if he had scored, but still, it was good chance. But yeah, they were all
Yeah,
over Real Madrid. They were just pressing them. Real Madrid couldn't do anything really for the first 60 minutes. Really,
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
after the halftime, the game was still. I mean, Dortmund wasn't as lethal and as creative, but they were still the dominant force in the game um, until really probably about 60, 70 minutes. But you could after a half, and I think anybody that watches football could like, unless you're a Dortmund fan, you knew what was gonna happen because like
Right.
their chance was in the first half. Real Madrid, like they're not gonna come out and like play like that again in the second half. So you knew they were gonna find a way to win this game and kill it. And as soon as they scored, game was over. Like
Pretty much.
everybody knew it. everybody in the
30.
stadium, everybody in the world knew the game was done. Yeah. So,
The crazy part is
Yeah.
as Jan said, like there's nothing new. If we're gonna talk about the game, it's gonna be just like the previous finals they've been in. They don't play spectacularly well. They don't like overwhelm you. It's not like they have like tons of chances, but the few chances they have, they bury it. And that's just been the story every time. Even during the competition, getting where they are right now, it's not like the best football in the world, and that's the big debate right now. Who's the biggest team in the world? With Real Madrid and City. Most people will say they will prefer to watch City just because of the spectacular that they offer. But Real Madrid, man, it's just effective football. Like they're not gonna stress. They're not gonna panic. They're not gonna necessarily press you too much or sit deep too much. It's just like the middle range of everything, and that's been the case. So many teams have fallen for that. And nothing new, man. The same sauce that's always working, and they just spread it everywhere.
for real.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the experience, it's the winning mentality that they have at that club. It's just everything that they need to do to actually get a result. They will do it. Like,
Simple.
we all agree. This was not vintage Real Madrid, but
Mm-mm.
you always knew, especially after that first half, when they go in 0-0 half time, you just know that
Yeah.
they're not gonna come out and play as bad as in the second half. You know,
Yeah.
and you knew that Dortmund was gonna regret all the chances that they missed. Like I said, at the end,
Mhm.
is my guy, but you cannot in a in this kind of situation you have to score that. It's criminal. That 1-on-1, you have to score that.
You have
You
to.
have to at least do something. But in
For
the end, he
sure.
didn't even get a shot in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, he didn't
Didn't even
even
get
do
a
it.
shot.
It
Yeah.
just, I think
Yeah.
Mhm.
he just thought too much about it just thought too much about it, and it just ended up not doing anything in the end. And yeah, the other chances as well, get held chances. And when you see that, you're like, yeah, that's it. That's just handing it on the plate, Real Madrid, man, because they'll realize this and they'll be like, okay, let's start now. And Real Madrid, if there's one thing that they know how to do, is just grind that game, just get results. Like
Yeah.
if you look at their team, all the big players, most of them did not have a great game. When you look at Bellingham
Yeah.
was non-existent during that game. Like
Yeah.
Vinicius, he had flashes, yes, but he wasn't vintage Vinicius. Rodrigo, I don't even know if he was playing, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but they
Mhm.
just come out and just out of nowhere, just like, I think the only way they would have opened the score, it was like that, through a set piece corner, and then
Mm.
who would have put money on
Right.
Carvajal to score. But then once
Yeah.
that
I
goes
know.
in, the
The
floodgates open.
shortest guy on the pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it just becomes what it is. So it's a testament of experience, a testament of just know-how in this competition, especially. And yeah, I mean, you just got to give them the
Yeah.
props. Everybody knows I'm more of a Barcelona a fan when it comes to
Yeah.
Spain. But hey,
Yeah.
15, there's nothing you can say about that.
Yeah.
You cannot
15,
argue that.
6 in
That's
the last 10. Yeah. 6 in the last
six
10
in the
is just
last
crazy.
10.
And
Like what?
yeah, it's
6 in the
just
last
mad.
10.
Yeah.
And like,
That's just domination.
yeah, yeah, that's just domination. And like, you look in recent years, only City can stop him, really. Like nobody else can stop him. Like anybody
For
that
real.
comes up, even if you dominate them, even if you're
Yeah.
winning 3-0 with 1 minute left, if you want, they'll still win. Like it's just I don't know which kind of witchcraft or juju they got, but like they got something strong because they just have that belief,
Yeah, and
man.
what you're saying is true.
They
It's
know
like
it's
it's
there.
like when they went through.
Go
Yeah,
on,
what you're
yeah,
saying is true. It's like when they went through the City tie, you just knew that was theirs now. You just knew because you
Yeah.
knew.
yeah,
I mean, yes, Bayern Munich was going to be a tough game, but yeah, you knew they could just go through that if they show up.
They could
And
just
then
do
you just knew, you just the only team that could have actually, stopped them was City, and they couldn't do it. So
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah,
was it. That
they
was the
couldn't do
path
it this year.
just laid out for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
and they
So
knew it
yeah.
as well. That's
So
why
yeah,
against City they were like, yeah. I'm just saying they
go ahead.
knew it as well. That's why against City they just parked the bus and they were just, let's just get through this game, and like if he takes PKs, he takes PKs.
yeah,
So if we beat these guys, we
exactly.
won it. Like literally, they knew it. They knew. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, as bad as it is, I think they now have, more than double the amount of Champions League that the next team has.
Has.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
That's
I mean,
That's
that's
crazy.
just
is that are they ever gonna get caught? Like they're gonna
I
get
don't
caught.
know.
It's just
I don't
unbelievable.
tell you.
It's
Then
like,
not. Okay, then not. Then
well,
not.
not in this
Yeah.
lifetime
And the
anyway.
next
But
team, the next team
I,
is
I,
AC
I
Milan.
just
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I had a question for you guys though. So what does that make for Don Carlo? Let's talk about Don Carlo, man.
right.
Carlo Ancelotti. Where does that put him in terms of the GOAT managers of all time?
Right. Now that's a huge debate right now, and from what I was able to gather, basically my final take on that is it really depends on your point of view, right? So let's take Guardiola for an example, which is his next best competition. Let's not lie to anybody else. At least right now, that is we're talking about coaches that are actually active right now. It's between him and Guardiola, Carlo and Guardiola, right? Looking at Guardiola, people argue, and that's a fair argument, that Guardiola only had huge team to coach. So everything is in place. He just comes and does his thing. Carlo, he went through the ups and downs, getting fired quite a few times,
But
going
you
into
know what? You know why
dysfunctional.
let me sorry to cut you, but you know what, that argument is
Yeah,
flawed for me. It's like
mm,
he's earned it. He's
he's
earned
earned.
this
He's earned.
position. So
Right.
why is that gonna count against him? Like, you know what I mean? He's not.
I mean,
He's earned it.
yeah, it's true. It's so true. It's so true. And that's what makes the comparison so hard because he has earned it. And at the same time, if you compare to Carlo, which has been into dysfunctional clubs like Chelsea or PSG, right? And it didn't work out well
I'm sorry.
there.
When he went to Chelsea, Chelsea was not a dysfunctional club, and PSG is PSG. I mean, you
Right.
can't call them dysfunctional club. Maybe the team
Just
that
in
you
the
can
sense of,
argue is like when he went to Everton, maybe. Well, maybe there, but I mean,
mm,
you can't call Chelsea back then when he had Chelsea and
at the time.
PSG like
Right.
dysfunctional clubs. I don't agree with that.
Maybe not dysfunctional, maybe that's not the right word, but just a little bit more challenging, maybe not as established, right? Um, it is an argument that people are having out there. I'm not necessarily leaning in one way. I'm just saying when you put all of that in the balance, right? You look at Carlos' failures at times, and you look at Guardiola with not necessarily his advantage, but just his record with big teams that were established. You know, it's a little bit hard to compare them. I will say that's my take on that. Because again, you have Carlos' failures there, but again, you have his success as well. That's 6 Champions League that he's got with the club, right? So, in my opinion, right, if I have to choose, honestly, I would say just based on preference. It's really not based on necessarily records. It's based on preference. I will say Pep Guardiola is the better manager, just in the fact that he has influenced football beyond, Manchester City. He has that style that everybody right now is kind of a copycat of, especially in the Premier League. Like they feel like they have no choice but to copy that in order to beat him. So I think in terms of influence in that sense, I will say Pep Guardiola is the better manager for me. Now it doesn't take anything away from Carlo because he's the title guy. He's the Champions League guy right now. He's just a legend right now at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hear
Yes,
you,
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
it's it's a difficult debate, honestly. And I mean, I lean towards Carlo. I mean, I don't think it would be like an
Recency
outrage
bias.
if he leans
Recency
towards.
bias.
Maybe it's a bit of recency bias too, but I mean, you look at their head-to-head lately. Carlo is winning. Carlo is winning, and
That's true.
and it's also
Not
just
not
like
not the overall not the overall head to head though. Not the overall head to head.
maybe not the overall head-to-head, but the last 3 years. Well, yeah, 3 years. 'Cause I think yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
what's the
last 3 years.
overall head-to-head looking like though? Because
I
that's
don't know
the
how it is. I don't know
yeah.
how the overall head-to-head is. I don't know because I mean, yeah, Carlo had a
I think
well,
I
he's still
think
at
I think there's
Everton, so
like
I'm pretty sure.
I had that pulled up. Let me yeah, but yeah, keep going. I'll try and put it up.
Yeah,
I
that
have
would be a
try and
great
put it up.
start to have. That's the
Yeah.
most important start right now. Yeah.
I mean, it's not because again, like we said, Carlo was at Everton at once as well. So like,
Okay.
what could he do with Everton against Man City? You know, like I
Yeah.
don't know if that tells us too much.
So
But
who told him to go to Everton? Like maybe that was his level back then.
no, but yeah,
That's
that's
the
true.
thing.
He decided
Like
to go to Everton. That's true. But I mean, okay, you can do all those comparisons. But I mean, he also has seven. No, not seven. I think it's two as well. So five Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
And compared to Guardiola with all these big teams and how much money he spent, he has what, three? So Carlo is winning there too. You know, like you have I mean he has all these league titles from different countries, and he just I don't know. He just you can say he's recency bias, but I also look at this season for Madrid. This season was supposed to be a rebuilding season for Madrid. I think people over like don't really think about that. This season was a season where Benzema leaves, um, Cruz and Modric, their last season, they're starting to get phased out. We're gonna try and put Drameni in now. We're gonna try and put Kamavinga in.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Militao
try and
injuries.
yeah, Militao ACL, Alaba ACL,
Yeah.
Courtois ACL. You have Mbappe that was supposed to come. He doesn't come, so you have no striker. You have to get Joselu. Like you have to play Vini and Rodrigo up top. You have to bring Bellingham. You don't know. Obviously, he did really well, but
Yeah.
nobody could have said that. Oh, Bellingham is gonna come and score 20 goals. Like that was never like in anybody's mind. You know. So you see all these mitigating circumstances. I don't know if a Guardiola, if he has these mitigating circumstances, if he can put a team together to do what Carlo just did. Like I don't know, like if Guardiola could be able to do that. But obviously, like Freddie said, if you look at influence on the game of football, Guardiola is up there probably by himself. But I don't know. If you look at all the records, yes, Carlo has had his failures, and I don't think that it goes against Guardiola the fact that he hasn't coached like a maybe like a smaller team or smaller club. It doesn't really go against him, but when he's compared to another manager that has, it's an advantage for that manager if that manager was able to get success with a smaller club, and Guardiola obviously hasn't. So I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias. I just like Carlo. I just like the way he does things. He's just smooth. He just knows
Who
how
has
to
the
get the
best
best
football
out of
though? I
people.
mean, that's not really a question, but who has the best
No,
football?
yeah, Guardiola has the best football, but at the same time, like you said, it's all about what you want.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people are very oh style of play. You gotta look like this. You gotta
Right.
play out of the back. You gotta do that. Look at. I remember. Um, I saw this guy on Instagram talking about company getting appointed
Yeah.
at Bayern, and he was saying like, oh, like you can see the style of play bias in football nowadays because a guy that just got relegated
Yeah.
because his style of play is nice, he gets a big job. But you
Mm.
have guys like maybe Sean Dash that have a proven track record
Yeah.
and they've done well in many difficult circumstances, but because
Very
the style of
difficult.
play is not nice, we don't think they're good managers, you know. So it's apples and oranges. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys they win. Like you can
Yeah.
say salo play, you can play out of the back, you can bring all your stats and half spaces and inverted fullbacks, whatever you want, they're gonna win. So like, so I
Yeah,
don't
I
know, I
mean
don't know.
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. I mean, what makes a good manager? It's his record. You know, it doesn't matter what
Mm,
style of play you have. If you're not
mm.
winning, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That's true.
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
that's it. But just to go back to your question real quick, they played 12 times. They played against each other 12 times. Guardiola has 6 wins. Ancelotti 3 and then 3 draws. And this is
Wow.
according
Mm,
from 19min.com. Um, I hope this
okay.
is updated. Yeah, this
Right.
article was
That sounds about right.
April 18, April 18, 2024. So Guardiola has the edge on that. But that doesn't mean much because I think Klopp has a better record against Guardiola than vice versa. Does that make Klopp a better manager than Guardiola? I don't think so. You
Mm,
know, for me, what I look at it, what I look at when I get into this conversation is what is okay. We have two elite, like creme of the creme managers.
yeah.
Okay, so what then do you use to
Exactly.
differentiate between them?
Yeah.
Because they have similar records. Yes, um, sorry, Ancelotti has 5 Champions League now. But
Mm-hmm.
Guardiola he still has 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he still has 3. I know it's lower, but he still has 3.
Yeah.
So for me as a manager now, who is better tactically, and
Mm,
that's where I would I would gravitate more towards Pep Guardiola because he's shown throughout the years that yes, he started with the tiki taka, but he has adapted that tiki taka. It's not tiki taka
definitely.
anymore, like
Yeah.
so to say. So the guy it just evolves. Most
Mm,
of the most of the things that I hear from Ancelotti is that is a is a man's manager. He will talk to you. He will give you that confidence that you need to go and fight for the badge, to go and fight for the. Not, I mean, I'm
right.
not saying it's not good tactically. I'm sure there's some tactics, but it's not renowned for that. That's what I'm saying. It's not
Mm,
renowned for his tactics. It's more renowned for his man management skills. You know,
right.
it's like a footballer whisperer kind of thing. And so like you guys have said, it's just a question of preference. But for me, when we talk about football, like because have that similar record, like in terms of success, and also in terms of where they are as managers, in the world. I have to go to the tactical side of things and say that who's superior, and Guardiola is superior with the success as well. So for
Yeah.
me, I mean, Carlo Ancelotti is a don man, Don Carlo. I mean, I love him. I love what he does. I love what he represents. Like you said, he's cool and everything. But yeah, for me, Pep has to be number one. I'll still put Fergie number 2, and Carlo comes a a close third for me.
That's a great ranking right there. I would agree. Maybe fourth. That's a bigger debate. But those top three definitely out of, if you're looking at the history itself, the last 30, 40 years or so, I will definitely agree with that. And the thing is with Carlo, I will just want to add that is, most of his success has been with Real Madrid, right? I know he came to Chelsea, didn't do too bad. Even PSG's got a lot of critics from there. Obviously, PSG, they have like a bigger target. They're talking about winning the Champions League, which
I
doesn't
mean, he
seem
did
like
well at AC Milan too, no?
AC Milan, right? I don't have all
Yeah,
the
he's
record
got,
of the
yeah,
clubs
he's
he's
got
been at.
two Champions League at AC Milan's and a bunch of
Yeah.
league titles.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So it's pretty balanced. His success has been pretty balanced. That was gonna be my argument. Like, is it gonna be able to replicate that anywhere else, right? Given it doesn't have such a successful team as Real Madrid, because when he came in, Real Madrid was already Real Madrid, right? After Zidane, they did what, three in a row. and then he came in. So it's not like he had to reinvent any wheel right there. There was pretty much everything at his disposal. But again, as you mentioned, yeah, he's earned it. You can't take that against him, right? They earn all the facilities and everything that they get with the team. So yeah, great ranking.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, good talk. Good talk. Well, staying on the European subject, there was the sort of small final too. What was it? Was it last week? Was it a week ago now? That's a long time ago now, right?
Last week, yeah,
Right. Last
And
week.
yeah.
Bayer Leverkusen unfortunately could not do it. They didn't show up. They couldn't do it.
They didn't.
They would have stayed unbeaten, and then they suffered the first defeat of the season,
Right.
and that's in the Europa League final. And at the end of the day, it wasn't close. You
Man,
Ademalo Lookman, man. I don't know
men
what
like
made
Lookman.
man like Ademalo, man.
Man,
Jesus Christ, what a performance from this guy.
for sure. He simply single-handedly destroyed them, man. Like those three goals
He
and the
won it.
timing.
He won it. He single-handedly won it.
Yeah, he won it. He won it, man.
Straight up, the timing of the goals as well, just at the right time, each and every single one. The finishes, just the quality of him on that day.
That first goal, man.
Man,
Wow, that was
Oh,
too much
beautiful.
confidence in him. I don't know. I don't know why he was saving that, but that's the clear answer right here. He was saving that for the final. We've seen a little bit of that at the African Cup of Nations. We were like, oh, this guy is bright. I haven't seen much of him before that, but just from the AFCON, I was like, man, this guy is a good player. You can see by his touch and everything. Obviously, Atalanta, that's not really a team I follow, but the final, they showed up. They showed up much better prepared, much better on it than Leverkusen because it's a final. It's not a league game. It's not like that's what people were talking about, and I agree with that. The fact that hey, this is not the place to do tactics and be overly focused on your philosophy. This is a final. You just got to win it, and I don't think they came with that mindset. They came trying to be pretty, trying to get in the game. I mean, at that time, Atalanta was just going, 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 and you have somebody on that day like Lookman to bury you. That's what he did.
Yeah, man. And he's been doing well for them, to be fair. Because I don't know if you all remember him from his prem days. He wasn't great in the prem. Like he was at
yeah,
Everton for
Leicester
a bit.
and Everton, right? He
Yeah,
was Leicester
Leicester.
for a period,
Yeah, yeah.
Everton for.
And at Fulham, I think he was on loan at Fulham 1 year, and they were fighting the relegation. They were fighting relegation, and they got a PK in like an important game. And I don't know if you guys remember, he did like a panenka, and the keeper just like caught it, and then
He
he
scored it.
looked so
I remember that now.
yeah, yeah, he
Wow.
looked so dumb, bro. He looked so dumb.
Oh God.
The keeper just stood in the middle and
Ademalo
caught it.
Lookman he's always been like a good young player when he was coming up in the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
he never quite made it in the Prem. So I mean, he probably
yeah,
found his niche where he's at right now. And yeah,
yeah. I
what
think
a performance!
he has. Yeah, he has, and he's been playing well over there. He played well last season. He played well this season too. I don't know. I think he had like something like 15 goals and like 8 assists, something like that. He was like a decent return. So he's been playing well for them. And I mean, Atalanta, I see them every now and again. I'm not a big like Atalanta fan by any means, but I do like Serie A in general. So I do see their games every now and again if they play like the big teams. And they're just they're just that type of team. They're like a team. If they get hot on the day, they can
Mm.
beat anybody. Like anybody. Like on the day, if they're hot, they will
Look
smash
at
them, and they
Liverpool.
just smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they smash Leverkusen. Like Leverkusen never woke up, never
Give me
showed
one
up to
second.
the
One
game.
second. Keep going.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, they never showed up to the game at all, and yeah, they were just overwhelmed by the occasion, I guess. So I don't know, but it would have been beautiful to see the the whole unbeaten
I
season
know.
and the Europa League and treble cup final. It would have been beautiful, but I mean, you can criticize them too much. They've only lost one game in what 52 games, so
That's right.
it's still amazing. They got the league and cup double. But
Yeah.
I think that was probably the only game where you can say Alonso made a tactical mistake not starting a striker.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Just gonna say
not
hello.
starting a striker, and I went against them. But yeah, I mean, it was a great game, and I'm really happy for Lookman that he was able to show his talent, man.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great game, but just Leverkusen just never showed up during that final, and I
Yeah,
did not recognize him. The passing
yeah,
was off. I think the only player that actually had a decent game for them was Fabian Verst. Apart from that,
yeah,
the other players that you were looking for that just did not show up. I also think that Xavi Alonso probably got it wrong tactically. I think he tried to
Mhm.
change
hmm
things that that didn't need to be changed. For example, moving Frimpong from right wing back to right to I think
To
he
the
moved him up to winger.
exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
hmm
Yeah, and Frimpong just had a terrible game. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't be the man. I think he
Exactly.
was just a little bit lost, which I found
yeah,
a little bit surprising from him. And yeah, on the other side as well, there wasn't much going through there. Like it was just like you just felt like it's Fabian verse. He just everybody was just looking for him, and then he's just trying to be amazing, but he couldn't do everything all by himself. Granit Xhaka just he was Granit Xhaka of Arsenal 2 years ago. He was just passing the ball off the field. Yeah, it just had a bad game. But yeah, I mean, like
yeah,
you said, you can't really blame them to go all this year, unbeaten like that, and then just only lose one game. Because I think just after that, they went and win the cup, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So they did. So they did finish unbeaten domestically. It's just that
Yeah.
that little glimpse in Europe. It just happened to be the final.
Um,
And yeah, I'm sure they'll hurt, but I'm sure they'll learn from that and come back stronger. I believe Xavi Alonso has decided to stay now, so
mhm.
yeah,
all they need to do is just to try and keep some of that core. I think Fabian Verst as well. I think I've read somewhere that he's not going anywhere too. So I mean that would be good for
Mm.
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And yeah, if they try and keep those players and with Xavi Alonso, hopefully it's not like a fluke season for him, and he can
Right.
show that he is an elite manager. He can be spoken in that conversation. I see
yeah,
the future being bright for them. They still have very young players,
yeah.
and it's an
hmm
amazing feat what they did this year. Just amazing. It's just a
Definitely.
Yeah,
crazy, crazy
for
story.
sure.
Yeah.
Really
So
hoping
comment.
they keep on going because the German league needs that so bad. The Bundesliga it needs that so bad, that competition. So
Yeah,
because you have Dortmund on the other hand bottling everything, so you know, a little bit of a
yeah.
real competition will be good for the league.
They've had a rough
Yeah.
time, man. Like bottled the league last year and Champions League
Yeah.
this season. Like, how do you recover from that,
How do you recover
man?
from it? Yeah. But yeah, Thierry, since you are an avid, Serie A fan, I don't watch Serie A like that. I just wanted to ask you about this abysmal title defense from Napoli. What happened? That is the worst
Oh my
title
days.
defense I've seen in the world. From first to
Oh my
10th,
days.
that is terrible.
Man.
That's bad. I mean,
What has happened to
they sacked Spalletti. They sacked
Yeah.
Spalletti. Why? How do you sack the manager that gets you your first title in
that
30
won you the
years?
league? Yeah.
30
Yeah.
years.
Mm.
Yeah. So like I don't know. They the president is very outspoken. He's very opinionated. He's very headstrong, very stubborn. So he does what he wants. And Spalletti is not the type of. I mean, just Italian managers in general. They they're very like you gotta
You're
do
not
things
gonna
my
walk all
way.
over them. You're not gonna do it. Yeah, you're not
Exactly.
gonna
You're
walk
not
all
gonna
over.
walk all over them. Yeah. You see the same thing with Conte, like even Carlo. Like you're not gonna they want things to be done their way. So
Yeah.
yeah, Spalletti was like, nah, if you're not gonna listen to me, I'm gonna dip. And he did. And then they got very poor managers to replace. I mean, Rudy Garcia to start the season. Like, who is Rudy Garcia, man? Come on. Like
Rudy
like
Garcia. Oh my God.
yeah, like, so yeah, they never recovered from sacking Spalletti. So yeah, it was terrible. They were poor all season. They never got going. Osimhen wasn't great. He was injured as well. And then went to Afcon, so that didn't
Yeah.
help. What's his name? Kvaratskhelia, he wasn't great too. Yeah, a lot of the players
Yeah,
just
he's at
didn't
the
have
fourth
great
season.
seasons.
There,
Yeah,
there was
he was poor.
so much that was expecting from him. It what was it
Yeah,
like the Georgian Maradona? He
yeah, there was
nothing.
yeah.
He showed
Yeah,
nothing, man.
he could not get going, and he was just a how do you say, a victim of a poor team. Like the team was
Yeah.
just poor, so
Yeah.
yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't
But
compete. And
did they lose that many players? I mean, I don't know the ins and outs
they
of it.
didn't lose anybody. They didn't lose anybody. It's the
Yeah.
same team from last season. It's just the coach. That just shows how much the coach was doing for the team. Like
Mm.
they literally just lost the coach. Like
And they
everybody
had a
else.
lot of sorry to cut you off, but
Apart from Kim and Jay, that's it.
Kim and Jay,
Yeah,
that's a decent
yeah,
loss. But they had a lot of
yeah,
off field as well, like nonsense going on, with the whole Osimhen thing and a lot of
yeah,
bad media attention as
yeah,
well. That definitely kind of, I feel like it broke something, within the
yeah,
group.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's with that
I
president. That
almost forgot about
president is
that
too
Osimhen
much.
thing. Yeah, that's a very
Yeah,
good
Yeah,
argument there. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, now they're linked with the Atalanta coach, so we'll see what happens there. That could
Mhm.
be a good
Mm.
appointment for them because he's done well there. So
All right. Well, moving on, guys. I'm sure you've been waiting for this moment for a long time now. Okay. Yeah, so let's cross over. Let's cross back to England because last weekend we did have the FA Cup final, the
Yeah.
miraculous FA Cup final. I should add, because against all odds, Manchester United comes up 2-1 winners against Man City. Where has this performance been all year, guys? Where is that? Where is this coming from? Thierry, we don't hear you. We can't
I
hear
think
you.
Thierry's trying to speak, but we can't hear him. So I guess I'll go first. Man, look, Ten Hag sauce. The sauce finally, he finally got the flavor. Kidding, but
Which,
look, yeah,
which,
I mean,
which sauce, man? Is it pepper sauce or what? Which sauce, man? What are you talking about?
the pepper sauce needed some time, it needed some time to
oh man,
No, it's ketchup, man. What are you talking about? Ketchup.
No, man, hey, I can't even hide it. We are so happy to beat our rivals. It was a miracle performance, only possible in those kind of circumstances, meaning that it was a final, it was a one-time thing. We didn't have to be amazing. We just had to win the game. We just had to be tactical about the game as well, because again, we're playing against a tactical team in Man City. And that's what we did. I mean, I know by now, there's been all kinds of report and analysis about the game. But one thing that, Manchester United did to get that win was to be tactically, sorry, more tactically aware, more tactically set up. Yeah, better set up tactically in the sense that we had Ten Hag implemented what he's been testing for the previous 3-4 games, right? Which is two false nines, pretty much, in McTominay and Bruno, and just have them work, offensively to break down play, to kind of slow down attacks, and just offer options going forward as well. So that's exactly the strategy that he applied against City, and miraculously we can say, but also very smartly, got us the win. So definitely something he hasn't been showing all season. Something we've been asking of him. Playing Amrabat, in defensive mill, which is what he was bought for. Simple choices like that he actually put into action. And having some players back. Let's not forget that Martinez got back. We have Varane
Right.
back. That made a massive, massive, massive difference because there was that confidence at the back. Simple as that. And hey, the biggest highlight of that is the let's say the 1v1 Doku against Wan Bissaka, right? That was really interesting to see. But yeah, just overall great win for Manu. Basically, the win of the season that literally salvages our season in so many ways. Being in Europe, having a title, knocking our competitors, some of them Chelsea and Newcastle, back down a little more. So take that, players. So happy about that. They were trying to get hyped. Calm down.
About pat down,
No, but for
Victory
real,
makes you
for real,
arrogant, and that is just the example of that over here.
hey, we've been taking it all season, so it's
All
time for us
season.
to dish it.
Let us have a win. The one win of the season.
The most important win. But I mean, Freddie said it all. As soon as he brought Amrabat in the last like 3-4 games, we've been showing more signs of life because we actually have a midfielder that is gonna get about. He's gonna get about. He's not the greatest on the ball, but he's gonna get about. He's gonna foul. He's gonna put his body around. He's gonna he's gonna tackle. He's gonna win like 50-50s. Sometimes that's all you need, bro. You just need a bully, especially in the Prem. You just need a bully in midfield to just help you protect the defense. So, but we've been saying it all season. Ten Hag's been saying it. We've all talked about it. What a difference having your two starting center backs makes. That's it. That was the difference in this game. We had our two best center backs starting, and it was a different team. First half, we dominated them. I'm sorry. First half, we were by far the better team. They did nothing. Like second half, obviously they put it on us. They
One shot
and what.
on
I don't know
target.
if I don't know if we're by far the better team.
We
I
were.
just told you, you
They
had
had
the
one
better
shot on
chances. You had the better-
target.
They had
No,
one
no,
shot.
I mean, I understand that. No, I mean, when you say by far the better, see, it wasn't creating anything. That's just true. But they still had the ball. They still had the possession. But what you did have,
What
you
does
had
that
a
mean?
Marcus. You had the Marcus Rashford that was on fire that day. I haven't seen him play like this all year, and he was just attacking them. And you had the better chances. But I mean, if you're gonna go as far as to say by far the better team on what aspect, you had the better chances, yes, and you had clear cut chances. You were better on that aspect, but in
I
terms
mean,
of controlling
defending
the
is an aspect of the game,
in
and
terms
we
of
defended better.
yeah,
I mean,
and
yeah. If
you defended much better, but you still needed a massive error from City to get in front, and that changes the game. If they don't make that error, maybe things go differently for you guys.
I have to admit. I
So
have to admit. Yeah.
yeah, because now when you get that goal, however fortunate it was, now you have something to defend. Now you have something to hold on. And tactically, I was impressed with Ten Hag. I was impressed with him. I was impressed with Wan Bissaka I thought it was one of the best games that I've seen him play for a long time. He was back to the one Bissaka that makes those crazy tackles and it lands. You know what I mean? He was back. He was back to that. So I mean, sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick as well, Terry. It's just that I would agree that City they were on an off day. De Bruyne, Foden, even
I mean, they were
Allen.
still on the beach. They were still celebrating that that
Right.
league
Literally.
victory. They were still in the club somewhere. You see them coming out the club
I think
all weekend.
they were underestimating us. I feel like from the reports they didn't prepare well for it. As you said,
that's
it
true.
was in the clubs.
Probably put that in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They came thinking, it's job done already, and they got surprised.
Yeah.
But sorry, Terry, go on.
No, but I understand the whole they had the ball thing, but like, what's the point of having the ball if you have one shot? Like, I don't think I think you can dominate a game in many ways, and I think sometimes, I mean, you can see even like teams like Real Madrid, sometimes they let you have the ball, and I'm not saying that's what we did. Obviously, we would have wanted to have more of the ball, but you can dominate a game in many ways. At the end of the day, you have to make chances, and okay, they have 60-70% possession. But we were the ones creating chances. And, yes, the mistake, of course, that changes the game for sure. But we were the most dangerous team. It wasn't just the mistake and, like, as if we were just, like, defending and then we got the mistake and then that's it. No, we were the ones attacking. We were the ones asking questions. We were the ones getting them behind. I mean, without Kyle Walker, Rashford was in like 4 times. It's Kyle Walker that literally sprints across the field.
Like, where has this Rashford been? Where has this Rashford been all year?
It's been at the club, I guess. It's been at the nightclub somewhere.
Since the beginning of the season, that's what
he's just making a living then. Exactly. You have that in you, and you've just been hiding all year. Not doing anything. I mean, that's disrespectful. I mean, I would still take him at Arsenal.
No, really? I was interested to hear that.
I'll take Rashford. Of course, I'll take Rashford. Who's a bowler, man? It just needs Mikel Arteta to whisper in his ear.
That's what I was
saying. World class. I'm telling you.
But there's a point there. There's the point there. The point is, I feel like he has nothing to play for at Man U. He's been there too long. Everybody senses that he needs a new challenge.
Sometimes you reach that point.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you reach that point where you need to see something. I've seen he's been linked to PSG. For his career, I don't think it's the worst. It's the worst decision of his life that it would take. I mean, for his career, just to reset it, because right now he's got to he's reached a plateau. He's not moving up. I mean,
I don't think he will. I think
if PSG wants me, if PSG wants me for a couple of years, I would just go. Just can't. He's only 26.
Yeah,
he can go for a couple of years and then you can come back when you capture your form again. Or who's to say you're not gonna go there and maybe win the Champions League
for them?
But I mean, I think it's reached a plateau at United, and he probably needs a change. But
totally agree.
Let's talk about that second goal, because what an amazing goal that was, man. Fernandez, man, what a pass! I think it's the only guy in the whole stadium that saw that pass.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
I was like, what are you doing?
Looking at it live, I thought he missed the shot.
Oh,
really? Before he scuffed it?
Yeah, I thought he missed it. When I looked at it the first time, I thought he was trying to shot, and then he stopped the shot, and then he went to main and scored. But when you look at the replay, you can see that he saw it. That's amazing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He took everybody off guard, and man, that's Bruno. That's the Bruno we all want to see. And it's so crazy because it coincided with the fact that he did get some rest, some games before, and he
That's
came
why,
up.
yeah, that was a big difference.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
came up and pulled up this performance because he was everywhere. He was at the front pressing. He
That
was
was
in the
it's
field battling. He was in
captain
defense.
performance.
Captain performance,
yeah,
man. Like he was at the heart of that goal from getting the ball back and moving that up the field until making that assist to Manu. And what's to say about Manu, man? Look, hey, I know, yeah, you coming there, right? You coming to realize what we talking about, right?
But I've always told you that Manu is a good player. It's you
Don't you
telling
think
me
he's
he's
above
world
good
class.
right now? Don't you think he's above good?
You telling me he's world class. I mean, even you guys don't believe that. So please don't give me that bullshit, man. Don't give that to
the
me.
number is scoring
I've
in
said
cup
it here, and
finals.
I've said it here, and I've always said it, even before the season. Well, even when you were kind of dead during the season, and I was like,
Yeah,
where is this kid that was so good in
you said
preseason
that.
and
I
whatever?
remember that. Yeah,
I've always been looking out for the guy. He's an excellent player, and that goal just shows his level of confidence, just the
right.
composure, just slotted in like that. He looked like he's
Does he
been
start for
playing there
England?
for years. Huh?
Yeah.
Does he start for England?
Of course, he starts for England. Who else you want to put there? Henderson?
People are saying he shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, he starts for England. I mean, who else are going to put there? I mean, it's got to be him, Rice, and Bellingham in midfield if they wanted to go
Yep,
anywhere.
That's the way to
they
go.
want to win.
Yeah,
If they
Yeah,
want to go anywhere, it has to be them.
yeah.
I'm sorry, it just has to be them.
Facts.
But
yeah.
yeah, just composure. It just looks light years beyond his years. It just looks ready now, man.
For sure.
It's scary. He's a good player. I like,
Yeah.
but I've always liked him. I don't know why you guys, just kind of put words in my mouth.
Just messing with you. Just messing with you. I mean, I think for me at least, he's a great player. He's a great player. He's on its way. Maybe not right now, but on his way to maybe be a world class player. Especially for the role he can play in a team. Because is he a 6? Is he a 8? Is he a 10? Like it seems like he can do all three. And we're talking about De Bruyne and the Fodens and people of that kind of level, which who have shown that throughout the course of the season they can play different roles and still have an impact. I feel like he is showing potential to do that, right? So super excited about him. Definitely a player to build a team around, especially that we don't have anybody else. Like Casemiro is definitely not gonna be the Casemiro he's been the last season or even the season before. So yeah, this kid is really exciting for us. Glad that he started to play in this final. It's so crazy. I know you guys have seen Ten talk to him last
Sorry, let me
season.
let me cut you off there because you're lagging a little bit right now. You're
Okay,
lagging a little
Yeah.
bit. You
sorry
can't
about
quite
that.
make
Go ahead.
make out what you said. I think you're better now. Just just go ahead and finish your point.
Right. So I was just saying with Ten Hag holding him last season and telling him, hey, you're gonna be part of this team. You're gonna win some stuff. Just wait out. And then this season they go on and win the FA Cup. I think that's really big as well, and more reason as to the Ten Hag debate why he should stay.
No, yeah, for sure, and
Mm.
yeah, definitely next season. I think next season we need to be careful with him and Garnacho and protect
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can be, and Hoyland too. We saw him at the end of the season as well, doing a bit better after having some rest. So yeah, we definitely, hopefully, if we don't have another injury crisis, can rotate more and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's like you said, it's all more reasons for Ten Hag to stay. We've been saying it all season. Even though he's made mistakes and I've criticized him, and we've all have. But
Yeah.
I think that there were mitigating circumstances, and he's shown in the last 3-4 games that when he has his players a bit more available, when he has a team that's closer to the first team, we can be good. We can be all right. Well, I mean, and I think that's enough. You've had a bad season. You've had a
Yeah.
good season. Um, Hopefully, they want to see what he can do in the third season. I mean, all the reports were saying he was going to get sacked, and they still haven't sacked him. So I'm assuming he's probably staying at this point, but we'll have to wait and see.
He has to. He has to. This is just slowing us down at this point. Like, just give the man the last year of his contract. I don't understand why there is a debate here. How worse could it be than having all these injuries, all these 33 combination of center backs? You will never have a season like that again. So, what's the worst? The worst has already happened. Let's look ahead. That's my simple analysis of the situation.
And I think one thing as well that's maybe has changed their mind is there's no managers right now. You see, Bayern has had to sign their sixth choice.
Yeah.
Like there's no managers
available.
Nobody want to deal with that dude, man.
You can say Tuchel, but at the same time, he's not done that well at Bayern. You're gonna bring him in. Are the fans gonna? I don't think most fans want Tuchel. Most fans probably don't want Tuchel.
No.
So he's gonna come in off the bat like the fans don't even want him. Like, and so I don't know. It's kind of like he's a good manager. I'm not saying he's not. He's a good manager, but it's just like it feels like it's the same as Ten Hag. So if you're gonna sack Ten Hag, you want somebody that you think is gonna be better. And I don't know if Tuchel is immediately off the bat better than a Ten Hag. I don't know. I don't see where he is better. But I mean that's up for debate. But yeah, it's just I think there's just the lack of suitors. Okay, Tuchel, but who else? I mean, Hansi Flick went to Barca now. I mean, like it's rough out there, man. Unless you're gonna be signing, I don't Enzo Maresca and company.
Deserve it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we shall wait. We shall wait and see. That's definitely where we are right now. You know my choice. You know my choice for you. I think the perfect guy for you guys would be Gareth Southgate, but that's just another. All right.
Just burn the club.
All right. So,
Burn the club.
So yeah, guys, congratulations to you guys. I mean, it was just a miraculous, like I said, a miraculous victory for you guys. But yeah, I think Man City players were still in the club. They were getting drunk. But yeah, you have to beat what's in front of you, and you did it. No one gave you a prayer, and you came out with it. And does that make your season better than the Arsenal season? Just quickly before we wrap it up.
Nah. It's a fun debate just to annoy Arsenal fans, but it wasn't. But at least we got a trophy. 2 years, 2 trophies.
Objectively, it's not.
I think the better question is Arteta better than Ten Hag? That's the better question.
Yeah.
If we're looking at where they started, what they achieved in the same time frame, is there a debate there really?
But they've achieved the same thing, apart from the fact that Arteta finished second twice and he hasn't. Well, he's finished second once, right?
No, I mean if you go
once.
No, he finished third.
Third, we finished third. Yeah,
he finished third.
Yeah.
Okay, so
in terms of
trophies, Arteta has an FA Cup. Why you want to count the Carling Cup too, or Carabao Cup that you won as well?
Oh no, sorry. Maybe I didn't frame it better. Just at the start, if we're comparing the first 2 years.
But I mean, you come in like in a different situation. I think for me,
it was pretty. Okay, it was pretty much the same situation though. You had the goals left the club.
When Arteta came, it was disarray at Arsenal, man. Come on,
just like Man U right now.
I feel like they try. I feel like that's one thing as well, because like you guys try to make it seem like you guys were so useless before Arteta came, but you guys finished sixth that season. The season
with Unai, right? Yeah, with Unai.
Like we did.
We finished fifth, but it just
even fifth even.
It's not that. It's not just what's on the field. It's just like in the upstairs too, in the stadium.
Exactly. Yeah.
The how the fan base was just against each other. Just it was just
Right.
toxic. And what I'm saying is Arteta had a very big job to try and put all that together, and it was a big
Exactly.
job. He did it. I'm not putting down what Ten Hag has done. I know you were in disarray too, but I mean, till now, Ten Hag hasn't changed anybody's mind. You see what I mean? And
That
Arteta,
was
of course, Arteta is gone longer. If you want to compare the first two things, if the first 2 years after the second year of Arteta, I wanted him up too. So I
right.
mean, maybe there's a comparison there, but I mean, yes, Arteta had that leeway where he's turned people around, and
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what you're looking for in Ten Hag. And to be honest, this final should give you hope because this is one of the only games where I've seen some kind of tactical nous from this
Right.
guy since he's been
Yes.
here, especially this year. So he came in, he had a plan, and he stuck with it, and it seemed like people listened to him, and that's
Right.
encouraging. If he didn't have that, then for me,
He would
that
be
it would have
out.
been curtains for him.
Yeah. He'll be
And
gone.
Yeah.
I still think this victory is paper over the cracks. You all think that it's probably a kickstart for him. I still think it's paper over the crack. But Morten Hack for me, like I said to you from day one, Morten Hack is more life for me, man. Loving it. Ten Hag for
We'll
life.
find out.
Hey, 2 trophies in 2 years. Ateta could never. Here we go.
Kudos to Ten Hag then. Yeah. Enjoy that. Let's see you in the Europa League next year. See if you win that.
Yes, it's okay. Hey, Champions League is gonna be on Thursday too next year, so we're all on Thursdays.
Different channel though. Different channel.
Oh
All
man.
right, guys, we've hit the hour mark, man. Let's wrap it up. Like next week, I think we need to preview. We have two big competitions coming up, so
Yeah.
coming up next week, we're probably gonna preview the Euros. I think it start on the 16th, right? And the Europa League on the
I think
20th.
so, yeah.
If I get it right, and yeah,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna put in some previews, a little preview video for that one. So, guys, thank you again for listening to us today. And yeah, this is what we got planned for next week. If you wanna come back and just watch out for us, and make sure you press that bell, press the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything from us, and also give us a big thumbs up if you like us. All right, guys. Anything else you need to add before we wrap it up?
No, that's it from me.
All good. All good. It's been a great season. It's been a great episode. Some great episode we put out, and yeah, looking forward to the next.
Yeah,
Yep.
and yeah, for next season, we're also looking for improvements in
Yeah, for
terms
sure.
of quality and content. But yeah, it will come with time. All right, guys. So
Yeah.
y'all take care of yourselves. Y'all have a good week, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. All
Yes,
right.
And oh
sir.
yeah, by the way,
Peace
Thierry,
out, guys.
good luck in your tournament, man. I know you start next week.
Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
remind the
Thank you, thank
people
you.
what it is again, and where they could catch you if they want to watch you play.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's a 7v7 tournament, a big 7v7 tournament. It's a $1 million for the winner, and we're gonna be playing in it's a town called Cary in North Carolina. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. A lot of people, a lot of ex pros are gonna be there. Like I said before, Aguero, you got Nani, you got Balotelli. I even saw. I was looking through the other teams in a couple days ago, and I saw Marco Materazzi. I saw Marco Senna. I mean, these are some like Javier Zanetti. These are some like oh my days, some
Lord.
guys from
Legends.
yeah. Some
Legends.
legends, man. Some legends of the game.
For
So
real.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be an
Marco
awesome
Senna, man.
experience.
Jeez, Marco Senna was a baller, man. Jesus
Right, he was a baller, man. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. To watch the games, I think some games are gonna be on ESPN Plus, and then some games are gonna be on the tournament website. It's called the Soccer Tournament, so it's not hard to remember. So yeah,
The
if you
soccer
just Google that,
tournament.com.
yeah, the soccertournament.com. You just Google that, and I think they shortened it actually for the website. I think it's tst.com. So yeah, if you just Google it, you'll find it. It's usually one of the first options that comes
And what is
out,
your
and
team
then
called
yeah.
so we can look out for you?
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, my team is called 1015 FC. 1015 FC. So yeah, I think we're in Group F. So yeah, we're one of the last groups. A tough group against one team is full of ex Premier League pros, like I was saying, Stephen Island, Tom Huddlestone, Bakary Sako. Yeah, so that's gonna be a tough game. And then the other
Ooh,
team is the team that lost in the final last year, so they're gonna be good for sure. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can make it
Like
out.
I
But
told you, man,
yeah,
do not get pegged on national TV.
yeah,
Do not
I
get.
cannot. I
Just
cannot, man.
let it go.
Yeah, they also have,
Just let it
yeah.
go. Go in, man.
Just let it go. Just let it go. They're also gonna have Troy Deeney, man, that first team, that Premier League
wow.
team. So yeah, that's gonna be tough marking him. But we'll see. Hopefully they're not gonna be fit. So at least we can run around and get some counters and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. You guys, if you have time, try to watch the games. And then yeah, I'll come back with some
Definitely.
stories, man.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, guys, like I said, ESPN Plus and is it TFT.com?
Yeah,
If I
tst.com.
remember,
Yeah,
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 TST.com, the football tournament,
yeah.
the soccer tournament. Yeah, okay,
The soccer
TFT.com.
tournament.
Yes, and your team is called 1050. Was it? Is it 1050?
Yeah, 1015 FC.
1015 FC. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, guys, tune in. I think the tournament starts next Wednesday, if I'm correct. And
Yeah,
yeah,
next
just look
Wednesday.
out for Thierry.
Yep.
Just look out for Thierry. Measuring himself up with some of the ex pros that we've had over the years. And yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, let's wrap it up, and we'll see you next week. Big up to you guys.
Yes, guys.
That's
Peace
right.
out. Take care.
Sure.
Ciao.